an important concept. Having said the context about how do you deploy services and what are the roles and instances, we'll see how do we upgrade your application. So in Windows Azure, we have two options when we upgrade an application. Upgrade means your application is already running and you just want to either change a few things or you have to just deploy some new version of your application. That is upgrade of your application. The very first thing which we talked about earlier, VIP swap, where you have two environments given by Windows Azure, one is staging and one is production environment. So generally we deploy our applications to staging environment and then we swap it, and that is called as a VIP swap. It is in-place swap. And Windows Azure Fabric controller will take care of just changing the endpoints and adding everything into the load balancer. Second one is in-place upgrade. It performs a rolling upgrade on live services. It is possible that you have a production service running with multiple instances of your roles, web role or worker role. You want to upgrade it without actually going through this staging and swapping the production and staging environments. You can do that using upgrading it and using this in-place upgrade, where you have two options. One is manual, where you select what are the roles you want to upgrade one by one, and automatic, which is done by Windows Azure Fabric itself to upgrade the roles. The very important point here is, depending on your number of role instances and the upgrade and fault domains, your service is not going down anytime when you upgrade it. That is the beauty of Windows Azure, or any cloud platform for that matter. And very close concepts to upgrading services called as fault and upgrade domains. So fault domains are, they represent groups of resources anticipated to fail together. So what it means by that is, same rack and same server. This is one unit of your fault domain. And Azure, whenever we deploy our application, Azure Fabric spreads instances across multiple fault domains, and defaults are 2. What it means is, when I deploy my web role and worker role with 2 instances, so I'll have 2 fault domains, minimum 2 fault domains. So that whenever one, it's a rare possibility, but if there is a one fault domain goes down, still you have your application readily available. And by the time, in a minute, your next fault domain will come up automatically. That has been taken care by Windows Azure Fabric controller. Upgrade domains, it represents a group of resources that will be upgraded together, and that is where, like, it is specified by a setting in your service definition file. When you develop a Windows Azure application, setting is called as upgrade domain count, and by default it is 5. You can change it. So when I say I have 2 upgrade domains, so when I'm actually upgrading my application, so I'm getting one upgrade domain down, and then it will just install my new version on it, and then second one will be down, and those kind of things. We'll see that in with animated PPT here. Fabric, when I say Fabric, it is Windows Azure Fabric, splits upgrade domains across fault domains and across roles, and that is the beauty. That is where we are getting that high availability, and our service is always up and running, because the Fabric is splitting our upgrade domains across multiple fault domains. So whenever I'm upgrading, it is actually one fault domain getting down, upgrading my service, and coming to the next one. Let us see one example of for upgrade. So I have web role, worker role. I have 4 instances each of both of them. And I see here, so the fault and upgrade domains, just visualize it like this. So you have a rack in Windows Azure Data Center. So the one rack will have web role, which will have 2 VMs. In the worker role, again 2 VM, and another web role, like we had said that web role has 4 instances. What it means is 4 VMs, virtual machines, and worker role also has 4 instances. What it means is 4 virtual machines. So this one rack and one server constitutes one fault domain. So by default, I have at least 2 fault domains. And I have one upgrade domain constitutes of one VM web role, set of 2 VM role in one upgrade domain, and set of 2 virtual machines of worker role in one set of domain. You can see that. So at least I have 2 fault domains and 2 upgrade domains in this scenario, in this specific case which we are talking about. How does it help? It helps us to keep the separation of fault and upgrade, so that whenever we are upgrading or whenever there is any infrastructural problem, your service is always up and running. VIP swap. This just swaps the virtual IPs between 2 slots, and this is generally available for staging and production. We have seen that in the life cycle development of Windows Azure application. It allows us to quickly swap environments so that you don't have to actually redeploy your application. and that will be taken care by Azure Fabric Controller itself. It is quick and it is available all the time when we just swap it. It does not occur in any downtime, and we can do that by using our developer portal, which we have seen management portal for Windows Azure. We can do that with command shell PowerScript running on your environment using service management APIs. One specific tip which we want to provide here is, for the best user experience, invest in warming up the same number of instances in staging before swapping into the production. So the idea here is first you deploy the same number of instances where you are running in production environment on your staging. Start that service running and then swap it, so that you don't have to actually wait for those instances to come up and additional instances to come up which were running in the production. And that will make your life easier, and it is very quick to swap without any downtime. Let us see how it works. So VIP swap upgrade. So you have a load balancer on the left hand side, which is a production instance, for example, and we have deployed our 2 instances each of web role and worker role. So I have another deployment which is again same domains. So when I say I just swap the production to staging, if you see the endpoints, the color I'm showing here is a production is actually pointing to this one now. In place upgrade, this performs a rolling upgrade on live services, and it takes advantage of upgrade domains. And this can be done again through your development portal, management portal, and your service management APIs. We'll see the example of this. Very specific thing, Windows Azure also uses this upgrade and fault domains for operating system related patches. So it never brings down all the system together. It brings down one at a time, so that your service is up and running. It patches it, and it is readily available for the next use with the next version. One important point when we are developing for when we are taking care in our upgrades, automatic or manual upgrades, at times, very short span of time, but at times your service will actually be running with two different versions. For example, your version 1.0 of an application is already running. You want to take a new version called as 2.0. So when the upgrade is happening, for some of the VM, the version 2.0 would be running, and for some of the VMs, it would be 1.0. It is very short span of time, but it is suggested to take care of that in your code, just to check that versions. And probably if you want to do, when you are upgrading to version 2.0, you might just want to not handle that request for version 1.0, and that is the important tip. For a specific time window, we have to handle that, and we should be having our version aware code. Let's see how in-place upgrade works. Now I have a production environment, and I have 2 racks, which we can call as 2 different fault domains, where my web role has 4 instances of VM and worker role has again 4 instances. So here we say that there's a one set of upgrade domain which is there in web role, which constitutes 2 VM, and worker role you consider 2 different VMs. So now if you think here, the image has changed. It means it is down now. So set of 2 web role virtual machines are down, and 2 VM virtual machines of worker role are down, and they are actually going to upgrade. But rest of the time you have 2 virtual machines still running for your web role and 2 for worker role. So your application is not down. You upgrade to the new version. I change the image so that you can see that it's a new version now, and now next time when I upgrade, I go to the next set of VMs, and like that at the end of this upgrade, I get everything running onto my new version. So having looked into fault domains and